Oof, it's not looking pretty, guys. We're down again. Palantir stocks down over 3% on the day, and that's with this intraday rebound that we're seeing. The stock's up from $78 earlier this morning, now to $83. So we're up around 6% off the lows, which means we were down almost 10% this morning, guys. So we have to break down the charts, do an update, go over my thoughts, and go into the options chain, go over what I'm looking to do in the short term. But first, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe if you guys want to, that is, on this main channel, and check out my second channel, Stas Talks Money. That is linked down below. Actually, the @ is Stas Talks Money. My the name is just my name, Stas Surfez, and we're doing personal finance reaction content on that second channel, and we're doing a $1,000 or not $1,000, 1,000 subscriber giveaway, cash giveaway once we get there. So make sure to subscribe. That is also linked down below. And now let's just get into this, man. So Palantir, not looking great. We're now in the low mid 80s, but like I said earlier, we hit $78 per share, wiping out the lows from Friday and all of last week for that matter. You guys can see here on the 5-day, 5-minute, and on the 30-minute chart, we actually took out the lows from the middle of March. If I actually pop out this trend line, you can see here we held about $83, back in the middle of March. Then we rallied to almost $100 again. And then we dumped under it this morning. We failed to hold that point, although now we're breaking back over it. I don't fully trust this rally, though, in the very short term, right? The fact that we broke through it in the first place, $82, then we got to 78, that goes to show the bearish momentum is building up, at least in the very short term. And on the 1 hour time frame, you guys can see, yes, we're still up off the lows here. We hit $70 earlier in March. So technically, we're still up around 20% off that point. But overall, we're now down 14% from the highs just about from a week ago. So this is clearly starting to slip, right? And we can see if I get this, let me get this channel tool out. Let me show you guys this window that I'm looking at right here. You probably remember we covered this range right here on Palantir. 68 to $70 is support, and about $83 is resistance. Do you guys remember this? If I zoom in a bit, this is where we traded all throughout December, heading into almost, the early days of February. So for a good couple of months, we traded between 68, $70 as support with resistance at about 83. And the fact that we fell through 83 today, we got to 78. Now we're pretty much getting back into this channel, which, guys, it's not ideal for the bulls in the short term. We're pretty much back in this window, which is opening up more downside potentially to $70, $72, $68. This is where we could be going. And yes, we are seeing the intraday relief rally, but notice where we're now getting rejected. We're getting hit right at this $83 mark, $83.50, which again was resistance for a couple of months ago. Now we're getting hit there again. And if I had to guess, man, this could ultimately be another lower high being put in on PLTR right here, right? You guys see all these lower highs being put in on the 30-minute chart. This could be another one, and we could easily be going back down towards, again, the low mid-70s, maybe lower than that. Time will tell. Just because we're in just such a volatile, uncertain stock market with the tariffs, April 2nd's coming up, gold's going to all-time highs, the VIX is ripping now to the mid-20s again. These are uncertain times. So, in my opinion, man, us breaking $83, going to 78 this morning, that's just inviting more bearish momentum. And it's not ideal here on the charts for Palantir. Now, let me pull up this options chain, because ultimately, if we get oversold enough, let's say, for example, we do go down to $70, $75, I'm going to bet on a short-term rebound. So let me show you guys what options I'm looking at here for fun. Obviously, trading options is risky. Please trade at your own risk, guys. For the most part, I like selling options, but when stocks get disgustingly oversold, which Palantir is not there quite yet, but if it does get there, we'll see in due time. When they get oversold, I like buying calls on certain stocks to play the rebound, right? We talked about it on NVIDIA stock, SoFi stock a little bit. So let me show you here what I'm looking at on PLTR. So I'm going to pick a further out expiration date. I'm not looking at anything in April pretty much. I'm going to look out probably to June. Let's see, 81 days away, June 20th. So we have a good amount of time, about 3 months till this point. So we're currently at $83 per share on Palantir. And for me, guys, I probably would wait to buy calls. Wait until the share price gets into the 70s. I think that's where we're going to get. But either way, I'm going to be looking at either the $77.50 calls, which now are in the money. But I think, again, if we dump down to the low mid 70s, obviously they'll be slightly out of the money at that point. But who knows if that even happens. But I'm eyeing up the $77.50s or the $80 call options here on PLTR, which honestly, man, they're not they're not super cheap right now. If you're looking at this, $13.70 for a contract times 100. To get one contract here, you're gonna need $1,300 to $1,400, right, for the $80 calls here on June 20th. And the lower you go, obviously, the more in the money, the more expensive they're going to get, the less risk there is with calls that are more and more in the money. So if we go out to, let's say, July 18th, 109 days out, we can see the $80 calls are $1,500 you need for a contract. $75 calls, you need almost $1,800 for a contract. And to give you guys some perspective here, let's say we went a year out. Let's say next March. You want to see how crazy this is about to be. $80 calls for a year out. These are slightly in the money right now. We're looking at $2,500 for a contract. So obviously, the further out your expiration date is, the more and more you're going to have to pay in premium. But the more time you have on your side, the higher the chances you're going to make money on the actual trade. So my goal here is with these, and we'll see which ones I end up doing or buying, probably the ones that expire in July, quite frankly, to give me a little bit more time. Even August 15th, guys, 137 days out. Let's say if you want to go a little out of the money, let's say you want to be a bit more risky, go $90 calls on August 15th, $13 times 100, so $1,300 a contract. That's not too bad. If you're a bit more bullish, you want to go a little bit more crazy with it, right? You could do that. That's also something I'm considering here. And options are great, a great way to leverage your return. If you think that a certain stock's going to go to a price at a certain, or by a certain date or before a certain date, this is a great way to do it. But of course, it's risky. The risk is if you're wrong, if you hold it till expiration, which I don't plan on doing, we'll talk about that in a second. But if you do that, you can lose all your money. Keep that in mind. But the idea here for me is whether I go June, July, August, whatever it may be, I'm going to get out of these calls. Whether I make money or if I lose a little money, I'm going to get out of them way before expiration. That's the idea. I'm not going to hold them even, until a week, 2-3 weeks before expiration. I'm going to be out before that. That's the idea with this right here. So that's kind of what I'm eyeing up right now on PLTR on the options chain. What do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, as always. And I'm going to wait a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to just jump the gun right now with these. But if we slip a little bit more, man, if we get anywhere near 70 to 75 bucks, it might be time. It might be time. I'll keep you guys updated, of course, as always. And the thing is with options, don't force it. If it doesn't look right, if your gut's telling you to wait a little more, wait. You're going to be all right. don't force a trade in general. You know what I mean? So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And guess what? Today's the last day you can get your 30 stocks from Moomoo. So use that link down below. Deposit at least $100. You get 5 stocks. Deposit at least $2,000. You get 25 more stocks, and your uninvested cash for now will earn up to 8.1% APY. Guys, I'm telling you, it's a no-brainer. So again, use that link down below or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. Today's the last day, so get on it. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next video.